What's cracking, people? Welcome to another episode of the Creative Differences podcast. I'm back. I was sick. Now I'm here. Hi. I have my voice, so I'm exercising it. I'm Dallas.
I'm Gaby.
I'm Demi.
And I'm that thrift shop sweater you're not sure you can pull off, but you can.
All right,
you
Chris
can.
Evans.
All right, Chris Evans. Yo, did you guys see what the cast or like the wrap gift he gave the cast?
No.
He gave them like this sweater. It's like a comfy white cream sweater that
course he
buttons
did.
up that says "Eat shit" on it.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna find it.
Wow.
It's great.
That's too
Dallas,
much.
what are we talking about today?
Yes. We're talking about a few things. We have 2 movies, 6 Underground, and Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker. Also, we got some news and some other stuff.
And feelings. So many feelings.
Gabby and Demi have feelings. Anyway,
Start us off, Dallas.
let's start with 6 Underground, that movie that I watched, and I'm guessing none of you did.
Nope.
Ha! Cool. So this is the new Michael Bay directed, Ryan Reynolds starring, written by Paul Wernick and Rhett Reese
Oh, I like them.
of
like you're
Zombieland
they do
and
Deadpool.
Deadpool fame.
Oh.
Yes, and it's on Netflix.
Maybe I will watch
Okay.
this.
Yeah. Now I'm
Yo, like,
interested.
Honestly, this movie's wild. Like,
That's what Eric said.
it's so much fun. I just enjoyed it so much. I love Ryan Reynolds. I love the writers of Zombieland and Deadpool. Michael Bay's cool sometimes.
It depends on what you're watching.
He's
Honestly,
cool in 2009 Transformers.
Did he direct the Transformers
2007?
movies?
Yes.
The first
Like
one.
all of them,
Yeah.
or
Yes.
I think
Almost all of them.
well, except
Yes.
for like Bumblebee, obviously. and-
yeah.
Right. I like the first Transformers. I love that movie.
I do too.
So
and
in 07,
I like The
Yeah.
Island, and I like the Bad
Wait,
Boys
was that
movies.
2007, not 2009?
the first one was 2007.
Holy moly world. Yeah, that one's great.
Yeah.
How
And
is this?
This is
Wild,
great
obviously.
to me because it's what I want. Like, it's Ryan Reynolds, just being peak Ryan Reynolds, and
Yeah, does he play anything else nowadays? Like, he literally just plays himself, I feel like.
which is great. I'll keep watching him play him.
Colin won't, but Dallas will.
Yeah, this
I'm
movie's for
down.
me. It's not
It's
for
true.
Colin. Yeah, it has that. It's like the ensemble action, kind of like Suicide Squad-y vibes.
Suicide?
Yeah.
Suicide Squad, yeah.
It's
Suicide
like
Squad?
Suicide Squad.
What's Suicide Squad?
It's a
Suicide
portmanteau of suicide
Yeah.
and squad.
I'm
You could
laughing
just
so
say
hard I actually
Suicide
couldn't
Squad.
get it out.
Fine, since Colin wants me to say all my words.
Not
I
all
like
of them. I just feel like
Suicide
Squad.
Is
Suicide
beautiful.
Squad. Hashtag
Oh,
Suicide Squad.
That's
I like
trash.
it.
Continue.
No, it's not.
No, continue though. Continue.
It also sounds like Sewer Squad, which sounds like I'm talking about the Ninja Turtles.
Let him live, Colin.
Let me live, Colin.
or just like a
Continue.
really intense focus on Kill the Clock.
Continue about this
Maybe.
movie.
Oh, yes, this movie. I was never bored. I was
That's good.
entertained the whole time. The cast is great. Let's run down this cast. Let's see. We got Ryan Reynolds, Melanie Laurent from Inglourious Bastards, Manuel Garcia Rofo, who was in The Magnificent Seven, and some other
Oh.
stuff. But I saw him first in Magnificent
I
Seven.
saw Magnificent Seven.
He's dope. Ben Hardy, who is what I didn't know, he was Angel in X-Men Apocalypse.
Yes.
I completely forgot that character existed.
Yes.
Because he had nothing to do, but in this movie, he is going off.
Cool.
That's right. He is in Apocalypse.
Yes. Also, not Asa Gonzalez, because I watched this movie for a cool 20 to 30 minutes, thinking I was looking at Asa Gonzalez, and I wasn't.
Bro, if you had been looking
How?
at Asa Gonzalez, I would have been watched the movie already.
Because
They don't look that similar.
they look similar enough.
In this movie, apparently.
Yes.
Okay.
Also, Dave Franco and Corey Hawkins. So,
I do
Dave
like Corey
Franco's in
Hawkins.
this?
right?
I'm about to
Surprise.
watch it. Ryan Reynolds and Dave Franco.
He's in
Let's
the
go.
opening scene. I was like, is that Dave Franco? I
Does
forgot
he
was in it.
stay in the movie, or is it like, what?
We're not going to get into that.
What? Okay, damn it.
He can't tell you.
Exactly.
I know,
But
but
yeah,
is
great cast, great action. They're real creative with it. It's not just, bang, bang, shoot, shoot, punch, punch.
That's nice.
Yeah, it is bang, bang, shoot, shoot, punch. But it's like,
I mean, Michael Bay. Hello.
yeah, it's in this
Money.
crazy, like,
There are explosions.
coked up way. Yeah. Explosions, fast cars, pretty women, pretty men, everything you want. Also, a lot of parkour.
No,
Parkour.
Yes.
Nice.
Hardy boy, what's his name? Ben Hardy. He was just running off of everything and jumping
Please,
off of everything.
just call him Hardy Boy
Oh, yeah.
from now on.
Yes.
The Hardy boy was,
Do we call Tom Hardy?
no, he's Tom Hardy.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine.
he is Tom Hardy. Yeah, no. I mean, I can't talk too much smack about Michael Bay because he produced one of my favorite shows ever,
Which
Black
one?
Sails.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, Michael
really?
Bay.
That was him?
He produced it. He didn't direct or write any
No,
of
I
it,
know,
Right.
but
produced it.
he still, he put his name on the line.
He's doing
for
his
it.
thing.
And Black Sails from what I've seen, it's a good show.
Black Sails is amazing,
I
and
haven't
it's a
seen
great.
it. I've heard good things.
It is a great Treasure Planet. It's a great Treasure Island prequel.
Oh, it's a prequel to Treasure Island?
Yes.
Oh.
And it's for adults.
Yeah,
So
I know.
now I want to make a Treasure Island that is for adults.
Oh, Treasure Planet. Okay, go.
Treasure Planet is not for adults.
No, it's
It
not.
can be.
It's really
No,
good,
I'm just
though.
kidding. It's really good. This movie's definitely for adults.
I figured as
Just
much.
so much violence. But yeah, Netflix let Michael Bay run wild, and I'm glad they did because this was an enjoyable time.
Yeah.
Ah, God, it's just I'm looking at a picture on Letterboxd and just look at that. Look at the colors, and the explosions and the bang bang.
okay. I can see why you thought it was a Skywalker.
Right? Oh, I should actually say this actress's name. I don't want to like jolt anybody.
It's
Adria Arjona.
Arjona, probably.
That one, yes, because she's Puerto Rican, but she's dope too. Everybody's dope. Dope movie.
All right, so that was 6 Underground. We're gonna move on to
The star of this episode.
We're gonna move to the
Star.
We're gonna move on to the end of the Skywalker saga, Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker.
And we don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, obviously we don't give. If you haven't
Anything.
seen it, I don't want to give it away.
If you say anything about this movie, then you've given something away because there's a lot that happens.
There is so much that happens in this movie. Oh my god.
Oh my God, so much.
I have a list. Gabby, you start. You start with your feelings.
I liked it.
Okay.
It is not as strong as the other two.
Okay, so we're on the same level.
Yeah,
here.
no. I completely, or like, in the car, I said I don't understand why critics are hating on this. No, I completely understand why critics don't like this movie. But part of me is also
It's not
like,
even, they
this
don't
movie's not.
dislike it. It's got mixed reviews.
It's
It's got mixed reviews.
fine, but as a Star Wars fan, I'm like, okay, I like this movie.
I had
like
fun.
it. I feel like they ended it as well as they could, and I feel like they were like, fuck it, like let's just give people what they want.
I don't know about all that ending it as well as they could.
You're right. They didn't end it as well as they could. They could have stuck to their guns.
You had 2 really strong movies that you started with, and
No, I know. I feel like they made a choice, and the choice was
choices were made.
Yes,
Choices were definitely made.
and I feel like I'm okay with their choices. I think we'll see how I feel in a couple of years, or after I've seen the movie more than once.
See, yeah, I don't
right
like
now.
that.
I'm like, yes.
I don't like that we're reviewing this movie after I've only seen it once.
Yeah,
because I haven't processed it all the way.
Exactly. This is why I didn't know if I liked The Last Jedi, and then I didn't bother seeing it again.
I think I feel the same way about this movie as most people felt about The Last Jedi, where I'm like, I don't know. I like it. I know that I like it because there are pieces of this movie that I'm absolutely in love with.
Me too.
But there are some things that I'm just like, yo, bro, this is kind of flawed. Like,
oh no, it's flawed.
we need to tighten this up a little bit.
Like, I understand the mixed reviews, but as a Star Wars fan,
I had fun.
I had fun, and I was like, yes, thank you. I enjoy this.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There are definitely choices that I wasn't a fan of, particularly the choice to pander to as many fans as you possibly can, because that does not make for a good story most of the time. And I've been spurned too many times by franchises.
Speaking of
that want to do fan.
I really enjoy that right before this movie came out, there was a clip from Rian Johnson, or an interview with Rian Johnson,
And
where he
he
was like,
said,
yeah,
"Don't-"
fan service is not always the best way to do things.
Yeah,
Surprise.
and he's right.
Hashtag proof.
Right. Hashtag evidence. He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's not. Also,
I've been spurned by too many franchises who go towards the fan servicing route
Really?
instead of far too many.
which ones?
Glee, Arrow, so many.
Oh, okay.
I don't think fan service is bad. I think there is a
this
certain
was an
degree.
extreme.
Yeah, there is a degree. There is a level that you must stop at. But I do have a pros and cons list. I'm going to start with my cons because I don't want to end on a bad note.
Okay.
So my cons are the pacing of this movie. Oh my
Really?
gosh. The first half is rocky. So much happens in the first half of the movie. I had fun, but it's a little rough.
Okay.
Some of the plot lines feel underwritten, which is crazy because this is a trilogy. There should be no underwritten plot lines. And some of these plot lines should have been hinted at in the previous 2 films. Certain character payoffs don't feel earned and should have been better developed in the first half of this film.
Okay.
It feels more like a one-off film and less like a continuation of the last 2 films that we've been watching.
Yeah.
And those are my main cons after a first viewing.
Yeah.
I might feel better about these later on.
There was some things that I caught from the previous movies.
Yeah,
I was
like-
like, okay, this led here. that led there.
Yeah, but some of it I'm just like, we could have focused more on this and less on this, and we would have had a better.
For now, I don't see right now, because I haven't seen it enough times. I don't see how you could have made this a better.
Oh, my filmmaker brain was on for way too long of this movie.
We'll see.
So the pros that I have, though, are the character dynamics. I love the way that the trio interact with each other.
Yes, that was amazing. Especially the first time you see them all together. Yes, that's beautiful.
The best thing about the first half of the movie.
That was like the greatest dialogue.
It feels kind of weird that it took this long for that to happen.
I'm okay with that.
I am too.
Yeah, I'm cool with us building to the point where now we have our three people.
Especially
hang
since
out with
like Poe wasn't gonna be.
He was supposed to die in Force Awakens.
Yeah, he was supposed to die in Force Awakens. So I understand them not meeting him or not really having a relationship until the end.
I wish the movie had stuck with that trio for the entire time, because it doesn't. It's not a spoiler. It doesn't. Not for the entire movie.
No, but we get a good.
We get a good amount, but I wish the movie was promoted to be an adventure of these three characters, and it is
when you say
for the first half.
Stuck with the trio, do you mean together or just those three characters?
Together
the whole time. I didn't see them staying together the whole time.
But for most, I figured it would be an adventure throughout the entirety of the movie. These characters, like, they don't have to stay together, but they do have to grow together, and it doesn't feel like they do that.
Okay, I get it.
All the actors though are excellent. There's only one particular moment in this movie, and I'm not going to mention what the moment is. It's a big spoiler, but several people in the audience laughed, and I wanted to be annoyed, but I couldn't be, because I was like, "You're not wrong." Like, the action sequences. Oh my gosh, the action sequences. Yeah. Nowhere near up to par with the throne room sequence, but these are some good action sequences, man.
They're really good.
Every time Rey lifts up a lightsaber or uses her staff, it's good, bro. Yeah. Leia. That's all I'm going to say. Just Leia. Just Leia. Watch the movie and you will understand. Rey's power and her conflict. From the moment Rey came on screen, I was like, oh, my girl is here. She's ready to get it. Let's go. Like, her skill level was incredible, and I was so happy.
But it felt like there was it felt like enough time had passed between the last movie and this one that she would have had time to grow.
Yeah, even though we don't know how much time has passed.
Yeah, because like that's always been my problem with the original trilogy. It was like Luke was a complete novice and now he's an expert. How did this happen?
I mean, luckily, like, the difference though is, at least with the original Star Wars trilogy, we know what the time differences are between the movies, even though the movies never actually acknowledge what the time differences are.
But you can
I don't know with the sequel trilogy between Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. I don't know how long has passed.
But it just seems like there's been enough time.
Yeah,
that she would have this level.
And I love that when we get to her, she is at that level, and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
That's my hero.
I believe it.
That's my hero. I was so happy. I was like, she's on my shirt. She's on my shoes. I am so ready to go. That's my girl.
And she was great. She was like...
She's great. Daisy Ridley is great.
OP at the end, and it was beautiful.
Oh, I loved it. And then the movie is visually stunning.
Yes,
a lot of great production design. I love the wardrobe choices this time around.
It was amazing.
Some great costumes. I think the last half of the film is pretty strong. More so than the first half. The second half is pretty strong. But it also feels like almost a completely different movie from the first half.
Also, the second half didn't do as much pandering, I don't think.
It does a little bit. But definitely not as much. But it felt more story focused.
Yes. What happened was like, this makes sense.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the characters are now getting to do character things.
Yes.
But like, it felt like the character things that they were doing wasn't a payoff from the first act, which is why I'm like, the first act really just...
But they did feel like a payoff from the rest of the trilogy, though.
Kind of, depending on which scenes you're looking at.
Yeah.
And then my last pro is that the ending feels like it does bring this saga to a full circle.
Yeah.
And that's all for an ending, that's all I can ask for.
Yeah.
All I can ask for is that you give me that full circle feeling, especially with the Skywalkers. Feel like,
you know how Game of Thrones ended and we were like, at the end, we're like, how did we get here? That's not how this felt.
I understood how this ending works. And literally, I feel like no matter what movie you had put in front of it, that ending is a great ending. There are some things I might have added to it, but overall it is a great ending, and it brings us full circle
yes.
for the Skywalker saga. And that's all I can ask for.
I agree.
As a Star Wars fan, that's all I can ask for.
Yep.
20 years of fandom, people. 20 years of fandom. And it all came down to this.
I think so, too. I think I don't know when I started.
I started watching them when I was 8, and I turned 28 in 2020, so it's been about 20 years.
I don't know when I started watching them. I know that I thought I hadn't seen Star Wars when I was like in middle school, and I actually had seen a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, I
know that I was watching.
I had seen. Yeah, that's how it was. I didn't know I was watching The Phantom Menace and that this was part of something else.
Yeah.
So.
Or like we watched Attack of the Clones because we saw the commercials for it and it looked cool.
Oh, okay, I see. So you didn't acknowledge it until later, because by the time Attack of the Clones came out, I was the biggest Star Wars fan.
I didn't know that Attack of the Clones was Star Wars because I was like 8.
My parents, that's
that came out.
One of my big Star Wars stories in my life is that my parents introduced me to Star Wars, and then like they surprised me by taking me to see Attack of the Clones in theaters the day it came out.
Oh, that's so cute.
That's why it's a big deal, guys. But yeah, I liked it. I may grow to love it. I have to see it more. That is my review. I like it. So it is not as strong as the first two, but I may grow to love it.
It's not. But I really liked. I think I like it.
But
no,
man,
I definitely like it.
There are parts of this movie that I love.
I really, really liked it. And I need to see it a few more times because I had to pee, so I missed like one scene, and I'm like devastated that I missed it. And then I also just really want to see a couple of bits in there again.
Yeah, there are certain things I'm like, I gotta see it again.
That it was like real, that I didn't enjoy the moment. I was like, yes. And then I was like, wait a minute, no, it's gone.
gotta see a few things again.
Yeah, no, I definitely want to watch it.
All right, let's move on. Dallas, what is this thing called for the week?
So Colin had an idea.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Where he basically said, what you been busting open? And I think that is just a lovely name for us to use this week.
Of course you do.
You said it.
And I regret it. You didn't have to run with it. It's the door conversation.
That's where we are now. That's where we're at. Dallas has brought us here.
Colin brought us here.
Oh, no.
I just didn't take us away from here.
You brought the audience here.
So where do we want to, who wants to start? Dallas, are you watching anything?
Yeah, I'll start.
Reading anything,
you guys
playing
are
anything?
Me and Gaby have already talked.
Yeah.
Give me a break.
Let somebody else talk.
That's true. Wait, Colin hasn't talked yet at all. Because he didn't watch either of those movies.
It's true.
That's fair.
Colin, you start.
Okay.
Tell us about what you've been busting open.
Oh my God, I hate everyone at this table.
No, you don't. You love us.
No, I don't. You're right. God damn it. Anyway, over the past week, 5 days, not even a week, I have rewatched The Expanse Season 3 in anticipation of The Expanse Season 4, which I have now watched all of as well.
I have too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love this show so much. Oh my God, it's so good. And it's one of those shows where like there aren't really any, because with a show that has an ensemble cast, inevitably some are going to rise to the top and be like, I like this one most, or and some are going to be less interesting. Even the less interesting ones I love.
Still interesting.
Yeah, everyone is interesting even when they're not interesting. Because of who the characters are, I'm interested in what they're doing. Like, I might not care about what you're doing, but I care about you, so I want to see what you do.
I care about how this affects you.
Yes.
Which is why I'm excited for Season 5, which we and you have discussed.
And I do think that Season 4 is probably my least favorite of the 4. I do think it's not as strong in certain aspects. There are certain storylines that it is hard for me to care about. But, that being said, it's still great.
Yeah, I really liked this season. It's like you said, I really like these characters. This is one of those shows where I literally have to like actually pay attention to it the entire time, or else like I will literally rewind like 30 seconds back because I'll be like, I didn't catch any of that.
Doesn't help that it took me a good half of this season to realize that they had renamed a location, but it was a location we already knew.
Which location got renamed?
So first it was the Naboo, then it was the Behemoth, then it was Medina Station. Those are all the same place. I did not get that at first.
Oh.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I think they say it later. They talk about, it's not the Behemoth anymore. And it's like, why didn't you? But anyway. Yeah.
All right, that's a choice. But yeah, it's a good show. I appreciate that this season was less episodes because it meant that the plot could move faster. I felt like sometimes the first 3 seasons occasionally moved a bit slowly, and I was like, where are we going? Can we get there? Like, what's happening? This season, I was like, there's constantly something like something's happening where things are moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, I never really felt a drag in the previous seasons.
I don't think I felt one either until I watched this season, and then I was like, oh, I like this pacing a little bit better.
See, I think I noticed pacing problems more in this season because there would be certain storylines, like right around episode 8 of this season, it got to the point where it was like, if you cut away from this, I will hurt you because this is the best thing I've ever seen, and why are you cutting away to something I don't care about by comparison?
Colin, did it have to do with Amos?
I love him so much. Oh my god, he's like one of my favorite characters I have ever come into contact with. He's so good. And yes, but that plot line in general, when things took that turn in episode 7 or 8, whatever that was,
if people could just see the text
that
messages
was like,
between me and Colin.
yeah, by the way, shout out to Demi for putting up with my thirst, because there was so much of it.
Colin doesn't thirst often, so it was actually kind of entertaining.
That's not true.
He doesn't thirst often like this, so
Got it.
Yeah, I was very...
it was very open.
and
It was
explicit.
Gaby levels,
Yeah.
but in text
What?
messages.
What?
I listen. I
Gaby
have
levels.
a lot of feelings.
I thirst so hard.
If you guys saw Amos,
You
you
know
would
what? I'm not going
understand.
to say what I wanted to say because I shouldn't say that on mic.
Ooh,
but
that's a lot.
I love this show so much, and it also apparently has been doing well. Like season 4 has done extremely well.
I think they're getting a season 5.
They
so-
are. That was confirmed before season 4,
Oh, okay,
but
cool.
this was still a gamble. And the fact that season 4 has done really well is really exciting because it means that season 5 will probably do well, and they'll get a season 6, and that is just, I need this show to keep going until it reaches its inevitable end, but I want it to reach its end on its own time.
So, guys, you guys should check out The Expanse.
It is
It's
all
on Amazon Prime.
Yes.
Cool. I guess I'll go next. Trying to remember what I talked about last time, so I can make
Seis
sure.
manos.
Dope. Thank you. For something more family friendly, recently Kayla and I have been rewatching Kim Possible.
Ooh.
Hey,
Disney
no.
Plus.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Is that show family friendly? Because you've told me some things that have happened in that show that are very clearly not.
Let me see.
So
what? Tell me
don't
about it.
talk about it being family friendly.
I don't remember these things because I was a child.
So here's how it works when you talk to Colin. You say things that
No. What happened
Said to a
was
normal
you
person.
brought me into the room to say, listen to what she said here. Listen to this.
What'd she
because
say? I
it
don't
wasn't
remember that
family
part.
friendly. Let's go see a movie in the darkest theater we can find. You brought me in specifically to reference that line because you knew it wasn't family friendly.
Let
So
me
don't
see. I
say
wanna hear
that
the
this is
line.
my doing.
that was the line he just said.
Fuck.
But you didn't
Gaby,
hear it because you don't listen
Oh,
to
the
it.
darkest theater is possible. Got it. Let's go.
God.
Sorry. I was like,
Oh, man.
Yeah. Teenagers.
But
are
Kim Possible.
horn dogs. But yes, Kim Possible. Kim Possible is amazing. There are a lot of shows that we grew up with that you watch now, and maybe it holds up, maybe it doesn't. I think the show is actually better. I think it's actually better.
Because now you catch all the adult things that you didn't catch before.
you catch all the stuff that was meant for the parents in the room.
And even without that, there's just stuff that I appreciate more as an adult.
Like what?
Like their characters. First off, Shigo is by far the best character in this show.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yep.
And just
We
like,
knew that.
the
girls knew that.
Yeah. we
well,
know.
no, it's not. It's just because like the amount of over it she is with pretty much everything at any time,
The amount over
She's just
everything.
over
She's
everything.
always over everything.
and it's so amazing.
Especially Draken.
Yeah.
Exactly.
She's like, why
And-
do I work for you?
And Draken's also amazing, but I already knew that he was been hilarious all the time. And I have a new appreciation for voice actors,
Senor,
Yeah,
senor,
why?
senor.
And Senor, Junior.
which also Senor Jr. is played by Nestor Carbonell, who is the mayor
Oh
from Dark
my gosh,
Knight.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's weird.
The
That's
who
super
from
weird.
what?
The mayor from The Dark Knight.
He does a lot of roles that are not like
He's
that.
in Bates Motel too. He's a
Oh,
sheriff.
no, I know who he is.
Yeah.
He was in Lost.
He's in a lot of stuff.
He's in a lot of stuff, and the amount of actors they got to be on this show, Disney has been throwing out the money since we were children.
Yep.
Melissa McCarthy's on this show.
Is
Okay,
she?
but
She
Melissa
plays a mad
McCarthy.
scientist.
Melissa,
Nice.
yeah, she's the one with the cutesy little pets.
Yeah, DNA.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, I remember
Yeah.
DNA.
And she doesn't sound anything like
No,
you won't
because
get it.
have you seen her on Gilmore Girls? She sounds nothing like she does now. on
Yeah, I don't watch Gilmore Girls, but I have seen her on there
Okay.
because Kayla and her sister were
Yeah.
watching it back in the day.
Mhm.
But this show's amazing. It's so much better.
And then,
also,
of course, they had all your favorite Disney Channel people on there because
course.
Kirsten Storms was on
Right,
there.
Raven's
Raven
on there.
Simone popped up. Taj Mori was on there.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The whole squad was on there.
He was on. He was like one of the main people. He was
He was Wade.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the guy in the chair.
Yep. He's the guy in the chair.
Also, Coach Barkin,
Yeah.
Steve Barkin, the teacher.
Yeah.
played by Patrick Warburton, of course. He might be my favorite character aside from Chico. And he's a character that as a kid, you're like, oh no, you're the mean teacher. But he is so hilarious.
Is it like the teacher in Danny Phantom who like is played by Ron Perlman and turns out to be amazing? Like when you
I feel like I definitely want a crossover where those two teachers meet each other.
Yes.
It would be the best thing ever.
he'd be like Pride and Prejudice. Like.
Exactly, yeah. He exclaims with book titles.
Oh.
Yeah, like instead of cursing, he goes like
Great Gatsby.
or like Wuthering Heights.
It's amazing.
I don't remember that at all.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
On one of these podcasts, I'm going to talk about Danny Phantom because that's another show.
Danny Phantom's good.
Definitely held up.
I mean, it sounds like you just need to watch it again, which you would probably want to do anyway. So
Once a
yeah,
year.
I did like a year ago. I'll definitely do it again.
Danny Phantom's good.
But yeah,
I started. They put it on Hulu, so I started watching it. It was
Ooh.
great. It's great.
Nice.
It's amazing.
But yeah, Kim Possible.
it's amazing. Kim's amazing. Ron's amazing. All the characters are great.
Yeah.
I think I legitimately like the show better than I did
As a
back
child.
then, which is weird because I loved the show
As
when
a
I was
kid.
a kid.
Yeah.
And it's so amazing.
Genuinely one of the top 5 Disney Channel shows to ever
Yeah.
Definitely.
be on television.
Also, there was a Kim Possible like reference in Dollface.
Oh God.
And she goes,
Oh, yes.
yeah, you
Saw
kept
that.
telling me that you like really liked that cartoon from Kim Possible. She's like, Ron Stoppable was great. And I was like, yes.
And
I
he
used
is-
to be able to sing the naked
Call
mole
me-
rap.
Oh, me
Yes.
too. We
But
all
I
did.
used to do it in the voice.
Oh my God.
And then I would give it like a little bit of a remix. Give
Now
it
we have to-
give it a
now-
little record scratch.
Ooh,
amazing.
now we have to listen to that song because I think I still know it.
Hey,
too.
wait, I can't hear the girlie sing. Listen to the
Oh
naked
my
mole
God.
rap.
I love it. The show's making me so happy.
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney Plus. Because these DVDs are expensive.
Yeah.
Kayla and I have been buying older shows. Like,
Yeah.
We got Batman Beyond, Static Shock, da-da-da-da. But Kim Possible is expensive,
Probably pricey.
Like, each
It's probably
season's
hard
great
to
show.
find.
right? It's easy to find. It's just, it costs more than
$50.
most
Lucky
of
most
our
of the
own
Disney
stuff.
Channel shows that I want on DVD can't find.
Yeah,
Like which one?
shout out to
Now
Disney
they're
Plus.
on Disney Plus. So Weird, for instance.
Oh yeah, that thing is like a cult.
Exactly.
following.
That's a cult following.
That one's
Which
like
fits because it's so weird.
and it would come on
Sure.
late at night. It wouldn't come on like
Oh,
at
yeah.
a regular
We're
hour.
talking
They'd be like
midnight,
9
1
o'clock. Yeah.
a.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like that was the rerun.
That was I used to be up all night watching So Weird and would scare the crap out of myself because
Yeah.
it's late and these episodes are creepy.
Makes
and like
sense.
there was one episode where the mom was like low key possessed, and I was like,
Ooh.
I'm okay with this.
Well, a
Okay,
merman
okay.
tried to kidnap her too to be
Yeah.
his bride.
That
Speaking
poor
of
mom.
creepy, I just started The Witcher.
Yes.
I need to
Beautiful
start
stuff.
that.
Me
and
too.
haven't
I
yet,
started like half
and
an
that's
episode,
upsetting.
and it's amazing.
By the time this podcast comes out, I will probably have seen more episodes than the first one. But wow, we're off to a start.
Yep. Also, why is he so good looking?
Listen, Henry Cavill needs to stop.
I didn't.
But
I
don't
didn't
stop.
see. Here's the thing.
Uh-oh, Colin has discourse.
Okay, no. I agree with you.
Don't-
It's not.
I'm probably
it's
gonna
not
agree with you.
against Henry Cavill. It's just the Witcher that I am used to seeing is the older, grizzled. Like he's been through some shit one, and he's hot. This one just looks too clean and like he hasn't seen enough of the world.
No, he's seen
That's fair.
seen some things.
I mean, you get the sense that he has seen some things, and this show starts with some immediate racism. Like he walks into a tavern, they're like, "We don't like witchers here," and I was like,
It's not
"Oh,
racism.
this is."
That's
Oh, wait till you get to the end of the episode.
Magic-ism.
Gabby has gotten halfway
Witcher
through.
is-
I'm halfway
an
through the
episode.
first episode because I started the episode at like 2
Are
in the
you
morning.
that you start episodes when you're not gonna finish? Like just
I started at midnight.
I
and
thought I
finished
was
the
gonna
first
be
one
okay,
stopped.
and then no. It turns out my bed was nice and warm and comfy, and I was asleep before the end of the episode.
And that's why I started at midnight. It's a great show. Great fantasy elements. It literally starts with monster fighting,
Yep,
which you
it's
know.
great. I was like, "Oh, this is the show."
Oh, this is
okay.
where we're going. This is where we're starting. It does not hold back on violence,
No.
on nudity,
No.
on any of that.
No, because also really early on, we just like he walks into a garden and there's just
And there's naked women.
everywhere, and I was like, "Oh, okay, we started in like season 1 of Game of Thrones." I see.
I mean, that's the fan base they want.
Yep.
So if you
I
guys
get it.
like Game of Thrones, you should jump on into The Witcher because we've also already started on some political drama as well within the first episode.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, but there's no political drama quite at the level of Game of Thrones.
No, it's not that much, thank God. But like we've got some political drama already starting. People are dying, people are running. We have not been introduced to Yennefer yet. I'm excited to be introduced to Yennefer. She's not in the first episode, but
Spoilers.
whatever. They're gonna watch the show eventually. Oh my gosh, the stunt choreography.
Oh, beautiful.
The fight scenes in this show. There's a fight scene at the end of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
oh my gosh, like I'm not a big fan of like action sequences where you're watching like somebody stick a like a sword in somebody's head, and then like it's not just sticking the sword in their head, like you lift the sword up and it's like cracking the skull open and all that. It's a lot. I'm not a big fan of those usually, but watching Henry Cavill do it,
Is that because
But you
it's
also
Henry
love
Cavill?
Henry Cavill.
no, but it's the choreography as well, and it's the fact
So
that
he's like graceful.
and it's the fact
but,
that
like, with a
he's
sword.
doing the choreography on top of it. Like, it's not a stunt double. It is literally Henry Cavill learning all this stunt choreography and being as graceful as he is on screen with this sword, and the cinematography being as good as it is alongside this fight sequence.
Okay.
Question:
It's incredible.
Does he only have the one sword?
I think he pulls out.
He's supposed to have two.
I think he might have two swords, but wow. That fight sequence. That one fight sequence, I was like, okay, I can't wait for the rest of this season because this is about to be incredible. And I will probably let you guys know how I feel once I finish the show because that'll only take a few days. Well, depending on how much the job works me now that Star Wars is out. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that.
Yeah, it was beautiful the first 30 minutes that I saw of him.
Oh,
That's
honey.
all I have for my thing today.
It's really beautifully shot too.
News.
No.
We got some news. Some trailers came out.
Yes.
2 of them.
To
I
all
mean,
the
more
boys I love.
trailers probably came out, but we have 2 to talk about. Gabby's excited, so she's going to start.
So the To All the Boys I Loved Before 2, P.S. I Love You trailer, or P.S. I Still Love You trailer came out
Wait,
this
is
week.
Time
that
out.
the full title?
Thank you, Colin. I was going to ask the
Yes.
same question.
To all
Yes.
the boys I love. No, it's To All the Boys I've loved 2.
P.S. I Still Love You.
That's a Fall Out Boy song title.
I know, it's beautiful. I love it.
It's not even the whole title though, because they took out some of the words from To All the Boys I've loved. Well, they took out.
No,
the
they took
before.
out one word.
They took
No,
out
that's
before.
one word. That doesn't. And then they added like 6 or 7. So
Then
no.
they also added 2.
Yeah, added 2. They
So,
replaced the
To
before
All
with
the
2.
Boys I've loved.
So, yeah, they
two.
just added words.
That's crazy.
Anyway, the
That's
trailer.
like some High School Musical, the serious shit, and I don't
yes.
like it.
The trailer though,
But I like it.
I am super excited. I liked the first movie a lot.
Yeah, I was like obsessed with Peter Kavinsky for a while.
He was on your character list last year.
Yes.
I remember
Great
that.
character.
Second movie looks like it's going to be just as romantic.
Yes.
And I'm super excited. I was like, I spent the whole trailer going, where's Jordan Fisher? Where's Jordan Fisher? Where's Jordan Fisher? And then he pops up at the end and I'm like, that's
I
my
was
boy.
like, is he going to be in this trailer? And then he was. And I was like, I like this.
That is my boy. I'm so excited to see him in this sequel. They recast the original one, but it's cool because it's Jordan Fisher.
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because I was watching it and I was like, come on, man. Yeah, this one scene.
You're like, I'm only watching this trailer because of Jordan Fisher.
I was like, Jordan Fisher, and he smiles, and I'm like, that's it. Pull that charm out. This is how he's going to steal your girl. Like,
is he?
I mean, he is for like 2 seconds probably.
Oh, good.
I'm sure that they end up together in the third movie, but the second movie, he's going to steal her for a second.
Yeah, Peter Kavinsky's probably going to mess up somehow. And you know what? Fair.
Are these based on books?
Yes.
Yes.
You guys
There's
haven't
3
read the
books.
Nope.
No. I read the descriptions of the books.
Yeah.
Like on the back cover?
No, like on
Okay.
on Wikipedia.
Like on Wikipedia.
Got it. Yeah.
I read the synopses, so I know what happens, but still.
But yeah, he's gonna do such a great job. I'm such a huge fan of Jordan. Actually, Jordan Fisher getting cast in the second movie was the reason why I was like, all right, gotta watch the first one now. And
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
I was like, oh, my boy's in the second one. Gotta watch the first one because I'm gonna watch the second one.
Yeah, it's
Kind of the same reason why I watched.
It's a great movie.
Same reason I watched The Kissing Booth. And that movie was
That's
great.
unfortunate.
Oh yeah.
That movie
But
is
Maisie Richardson Sellers
an
is in the second
experience.
one, so I'm gonna watch it.
There's another Kissing Booth movie?
Honey,
Coming out
Don't
soon.
do that to yourself.
I'm doing it for Maisie Richardson Sellers and for Jacob Elordi.
All right, these are choices
Isn't
that you're
he
making.
in
He's in Euphoria.
Yeah.
That's also the reason I watched The
basically
Kissing Booth.
Like the demon
Yes.
The
person.
demon.
He's such a. It's just so funny because he's such a great actor on Euphoria. He's not bad in The Kissing Booth. The Kissing Booth is just
Not a good movie.
cheesy.
Yeah.
It's just not great.
It's not great. I saw the Kissing Booth before. I saw To All the Boys I Loved Before, and I was like, I don't know.
I saw
if
To All
I'm
the
gonna
Boys.
see To All the Boys, and then I was like, well, fuck it, whatever.
That's
And then I watched it, and I was like,
funny.
this movie's amazing.
I did it in reverse. I watched To All the Boys first, and I was like, oh, that was really good. Maybe The Kissing Booth will also be really good.
Oh,
And
honey.
it was. I had fun.
I know, but I'm glad that I saw them the other way around.
Yeah, I had fun during The Kissing Booth. So there's that.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a nice movie.
Even though Jacob Elordi's hair looks. Why'd y'all do that to that boy?
To make him look younger.
He is way more attractive than that. You
Is
know?
he the older one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the
Oh
older
yeah, his
brother.
hair was awful.
But he's the one going to college, and in Euphoria, he plays a high school character. So like,
Wait, he was going to college?
yeah, that's the point of the second one. He goes off to college
Oh, the second one.
because he goes to Harvard. I don't know how that boy got into Harvard, but he's going to Harvard.
You know how he got into Harvard.
No, I don't, because his parents don't seem like they're rich. They are well off, but they ain't rich.
Maybe sports.
Does he play sports? Yeah.
He's a big ass dude.
That's-
How doesn't he play
that
sports?
doesn't mean he plays sports.
He's the bad boy of the movie. I don't remember if he plays sports.
Oh,
I don't
well.
care. I don't
This
know.
is not
cares?
what this segment is about.
No.
It's about To All the Boys I've Loved Before too, and it looks fun. It looks just as fun
Excuse
as
you.
the first
To
one.
all the boys I've
Love
loved
Before
too.
too.
P.S. I
I
still
love
love you.
you.
Somewhere along the way, I ran out of breath and I'm going to die. Like, stupid
Okay,
ass name.
I'm excited.
I'm also excited.
And then the other trailer that came out was Tenet.
Yes, it is.
Which
The-
I thought was Tenant this whole time, and it's
I thought it
not.
was Tenet.
Tenant, like someone
too.
who rents an apartment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tenet.
It's a very different movie.
What
It
does
doesn't have to be.
What does Tenet mean?
I looked it up.
Tenant is like a.
Colin's my English guy. He'll tell you.
It's like a rule.
A principle or belief, especially one of the main principles of a religion or philosophy.
Okay.
Tenet.
Of course,
That makes
Christopher
sense.
Nolan would name his movie some type of crap like that.
Well,
This is
if
the
you're
most
looking
Christopher
at it,
Nolan looking movie trailer I've ever seen.
yeah, it is.
Like
Exactly.
it sounds like Christopher Nolan. It looks like Christopher Nolan. For a second, I was just like, "Oh, this is one of those Dark Knight movies," because like the way they're like closing in on the buildings. It's
Literally-
like, dun-dun-dun-dun. I'm like, okay.
All of Nolan's movies, you know, it's a Nolan movie.
yeah.
Yeah.
They all look
Like,
the same.
Well, that's
That's
I
not a
didn't.
bad thing. That's his style.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well,
he's about that style.
I didn't
respect
know
it.
that he was making a new movie. So then when I saw was watching the trailer, I was like, why does this feels like, what's his name? I can't think of his name, but I've seen this movie before, but
I've
I
seen this
haven't
movie.
seen this movie.
Yeah.
And then it was like by Christopher Nolan. I was like, that's who it's by.
It's like, I've seen this
I
movie
was like,
before.
I've seen this, but I haven't.
And
also, I haven't seen his movie starring a person of color. So like,
It's true.
that's also what threw me off. I was like, this has like,
people of color.
yeah.
No one has seen his movie starring first.
No.
Because apparently Zoe Kravitz is too urban to play any character in Gotham.
Yeah.
It's crazy because Gotham is the most urban place in the world.
Oh, goodness gracious. Okay.
That being said, I like Christopher Nolan's movie.
Yeah, he's good. at what he
yeah,
does.
we like his
He's a
movies.
great director. I love Interstellar
Did you
more
just
than
say
most
we?
people.
Did you just lump us all in there? 'Cause
Colin
I'll
does
tell
not
you
like
right
it.
now.
Not Colin.
Colin doesn't like Christopher Nolan.
When I say
It's
we,
true.
I mean you, me, and Demi. does. Not Colin.
You mean to me?
I like Interstellar. I like the Batman movies that he did. I like
Memento's
Inception.
Have you seen Memento?
No.
He did
Memento's
Memento?
cool.
Crazy. He did.
I think that was
Oh
one of
my
his
God,
first
I
features.
thought that was
Yeah, he was
somebody
wild out.
else.
Was his last movie Dunkirk?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, because I think Tenet had a, I guess, teaser, you would call it?
Yes.
A while back. And they're starting to do this thing with Christopher Nolan movies where the teaser is just Christopher Nolan's making a movie. See you in a few months. It's
And then
just
before-
from Christopher Nolan. And then that's it.
And then before Joker, I believe we finally got the first teaser, which was
Mhm.
him looking at that window with the gunshots and stuff.
Right. And it's like,
And a couple of other images that you didn't know what they were. You're just kind of like, it's happening. Something's
Oh, I
happening.
don't
Yeah,
remember
something.
that.
It was like, get ready for a new type
Like,
of hero.
exactly. It's like, I know Denzel's son is in it.
Yep.
And Christopher Nolan's making it.
And
so
I know Robert
cool.
Pattinson's in it.
Dude,
I didn't
when
know
the
that until I
people
saw this
started
trailer.
all coming up, I
Same.
was like, yo.
This cast is stacked.
Yeah, I was like, what? Okay, I was like, I guess I'm seeing it because I haven't seen his last two movies. I didn't see Interstellar and I didn't see Dunkirk.
I love Interstellar. I did not
So-
see Dunkirk.
I didn't see Interstellar. I did not like Dunkirk. But I'm still going to watch this.
But I'm excited
It has
about this.
Cedric Diggory and Gilderoy Lockhart.
I have seen both Interstellar and Dunkirk. I like what Dunkirk is, and I think it manages tension extremely well. As the movie itself, it is fine. Interstellar, I do not like.
I love Interstellar.
Feels like 2001.
That's exactly
except
it.
Not the first half is not as because 2001 is half of a really good movie and half of a crap movie, and Interstellar is just annoying the whole time and also way too loud.
So I'm not a fan of
Christopher
2001.
Nolan, turn it down. It's okay. You don't need to blow my eardrums out to get your point across.
That's fair. 2001, I'm not a big fan of. I can acknowledge that it is a good movie that I am not a fan of. But I loved Interstellar because it definitely took references from 2001, and I loved that about it. And I think I was taking an astronomy course at that time, and literally every single time they would make an astronomy reference, I was like, oh, I understand this. I understand what that means. I know that equation. I know that equation too. So, school, academia.
We spent
Academia.
way more time on his other movies than we have on this trailer.
This
That's
trailer...
because this trailer
So
doesn't
I didn't
give
understand
much.
that this was a time travel thing until somebody wrote it in the comments of the video, and I was like, "Oh, people are going backwards." Okay,
It was weird
Yeah,
because there
I
was
knew
one.
it was time travel the moment I saw a car unflip. And
I
was
saw
like,
that
okay,
part
That's
this
the
is
thing.
too,
a
It's
time
like that's
travel
not
movie.
the first thing that happens
see, it's not.
because
No.
there's a boat going backwards.
Yeah.
And I thought this was just a weird shot.
Yeah,
was like,
I thought so
this
too.
is like
thought
an
the
art
whole-
style thing.
I thought the whole thing was a weird shot. I didn't.
Yeah,
See,
see,
like, why is he doing
when I
pull-ups on a boat
saw
going
the
backwards?
trailer, it was from a tweet somebody had made where they mentioned that it was about time travel. So I was like, okay,
okay.
cool, because they mentioned specifically, look at the boat, and I was like, okay, yes,
I
okay.
didn't see the. I didn't notice the boat.
I
looked
just
at
thought
the
the
boat.
whole.
It was a weird
I was like,
shot.
it's a Christopher Nolan movie. It's kind of like Inception. It's just gonna be weird. I didn't
Yeah.
know why it was weird. I was just like, weird things are happening, guys.
Yeah.
And then somebody was like, yeah, they're going backwards. It's time travel. And I was like, oh, that
Yeah,
makes
it's time
sense.
travel.
Yeah,
And
when I
then the
just-
end
when
of
I
the
saw the
trailer,
car.
it's like,
And then he
this
makes that-
hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, he made
And I
the.
was like, yeah.
See, and I caught that line, and I was like, oh, cool. I don't know what that has to do with the rest of this trailer.
Oh, okay. Well, what
Yeah.
I got from the trailer is Isaiah Washington was some sort of
You
secret
mean John
agent.
David Washington?
Who was Isaiah Washington?
I know who Isaiah Washington is.
I was just thinking.
I think that's a Grey's Anatomy actor.
He's also on the 100.
No,
We don't
yeah,
talk about
it
watching the
is.
100.
He's said some
Sorry,
things. Don't
John
bring
David
him up.
Washington.
Wow.
Whoops.
Yikes.
I was like, ooh.
I was trying to think of his name.
That's
Sorry.
why I'm on the podcast. So
Yep.
I can
So
do
you
that.
can tell us
Yep.
the actors
Whoops.
who we
Yeah,
don't
I've
talk
been
about
watching
anymore.
the 100, so that's probably why Isaiah Washington got in my brain.
Makes sense.
Anyway, so John David Washington was some sort of secret agent who got caught up, and then instead of giving up the information, he ate his cyanide pill and died. But apparently, he didn't actually die. It was some sort of test. So now, because he's quote unquote dead, he's gone into some sort of program that makes it so that you go back in time to prevent some big atrocities from happening. Is the general gist that I got.
You know
from the
what?
trailer.
That makes sense. I should rewatch this trailer because I probably understand it better.
Which
I
makes sense
just
because
wonder-
what do you wonder?
If this movie is what this movie is going to do to stand out, because that description is like every time travel movie ever. Like, we have to go back in time to stop this from happening.
Or, like,
but then
they're
we're going to
literally-
stop other things. But then butterfly effect. But then blah, blah, blah. I stepped on a butterfly and now I'm my own grandfather. Like,
Except Endgame.
I
who
want
didn't give a
to
fuck.
know what this movie is going to do to be different.
But I like that Endgame started at the beginning with, we don't give a fuck. Like, they were like, no, that's not how time travel works in this universe.
Not for us. It's not how our time
So,
travel
like,
But it works
And
that
at
way in
that
all
po-
of our TV shows.
and
so.
and here's the thing is like if just because we're on a sidebar for Endgame, like I was like at that point I was like clearly this movie's for children because they didn't bother with any of the consequences of time travel really.
Not at all.
Anyway,
Not at all.
yeah. Also, I'm getting like what's that Bloodshot? It has Bloodshot feels to it, right? Because that's
There's a lot of feels.
yeah. Well, because
minus the
that
superhero
implies
aspect.
that
There's no
I know
superhero
enough about
aspect, but he's
Bloodshot to
basically-
be able to connect those dots. I
Well,
hadn't
because
thought
the
about
Bloodshot
Bloodshot.
trailer is
It's like-
Right, I'm
somewhere.
just saying, like, I hadn't thought about Bloodshot since the trailer until
I also
just
haven't.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I got you. I'm right there with
Yeah,
you.
but I
the
understand.
moment that he wakes up and they were like, "You were dead, but you're only legally dead," and I was like, "Oh, it's like Bloodshot. Oh, it's a time travel movie. Okay, I get what this is gonna be."
I gotta rewatch this trailer apparently because I
It was
didn't
also like
catch
once
any
they
of
said
this.
that line about you were dead, I was like, oh my god, I just watched Six Underground, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like all of you were dead, quote unquote. So now you can do whatever. And also, it reminds me of Source Code because of the go back in time, try to prevent it.
Yeah.
You didn't do it right. Go back in time, try to prevent it.
Yeah. Although I'm not getting the sense that that's what actually happens in this. I'm getting the sense that he's
I don't
just
know
gonna
what
go on
the
time
story
travel.
I
is
just
in
know a
this
boat
movie.
goes backwards, a car flips and then unflips, and a
And
dude
they-
jumps out of a closet.
Some people come out of an elevator, I think.
And then they go into a hallway and there's like
Bullet holes.
bullet holes and they're like, this hasn't happened
And
yet.
then the dude jumps out of the closet.
yeah.
Backwards.
Was he coming out of a closet? I
I
thought he
think
was in
came out of
another
an
room.
elevator.
Yeah, I thought it was
just
another
saw a
room.
door.
Yeah, it was
Some
I
another
really
Another
want it to be a
door.
closet.
Yeah, I don't
He's
think
just
it's a
hiding in the
closet.
Ha!
No, I think it's another room.
No, it's a closet now.
Okay.
You heard him. It's a closet now. Yeah, man. I'm
He's
excited.
coming out of the closet and he's gonna shoot some people.
Trapped in the Closet by Isaiah Washington.
Oh god.
Oh no!
No.
All of the bad.
That's fucked.
Don't
Things in one sitting.
compound the bad.
He did. It's too late. I'm excited. I don't know what this movie is. It's gonna be Christopher Nolan-esque.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
I'm excited to see Robert Pattinson before he, goes to be Batman.
Well, I like that he's working with the Batman trailer before he goes.
A Batman
or the
director?
but that's what I meant.
Well, he got the role while
I
working on.
can't talk apparently.
Apparently, he got the role while working on this film, and so he apparently asked Christopher Nolan for some advice about
Oh.
playing Batman.
That makes sense.
Interesting.
He has also asked Christian Bale for advice, and Christian Bale said, "Just make sure that you can go to the bathroom by yourself in the costume."
That's
advice.
adorable.
That's the most common advice given by superhero actors when talking to other people who are about to play a
Yeah,
superhero.
I always wonder how that works.
You have
Like,
other
how
people
do they
help you get out of the
unzip-
costume.
Oh no, absolutely not. No. Mm-mm.
That's exactly why he said make sure you can do it by yourself.
Especially with my bladder, I have the worst bladder.
Okay, maybe we can move on from that.
So that's all we've got today, guys.
You want to talk about Gaby's bladder somewhere?
No.
No, I don't.
This is a weird note to end on, but it's where we have to end. I'm sorry, guys.
No.
As always, thanks for listening. This has been another episode of Creative Differences, the podcast. P.S. We still love you, or whatever.
Boo.
Boo you. Thank you, Creative Differences people. That's us. Demi, mostly you, because you edit these things and you put us on YouTube. Otherwise, they wouldn't hear it. Thank you, Crown Digital, Brandon and Aya, for putting us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Thank you, Gaby, for listening most of the time. Colin, just thanks, for being that thrift shop sweater. Because I know I can pull it off.
Yeah.
I know. Is that all the thanks I do? I think that's all the things I do.
Did you say Brandon and I?
Yeah, he did.
He did, yeah.
Okay, sorry. I take back my
I was gonna
thanks
say,
to
you were
Gaby for
being
listening
generous.
because she doesn't. Anyway,
Damn it.
you can find us on Twitter at y'all_different. You can find us on Tumblr at Creative Differences Podcast. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for Creative Differences. You can find me as a singular person by myself on Twitter and Instagram at a king named Simba.
You can find me, Gaby, on Instagram at Stegosoria.
You can find me on Twitter at Duck McGuck.
And you guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Dreamy Films. Dreamy is spelled DREEMI. Come talk to me about Star Wars, guys. The
Yes.
saga's over. How do you feel?
Specifically,
Demi.
talk to Demi.
About Star
Yes,
Wars.
specifically talk to me.
And me too.
Unless you
actually.
have hateful things to say, then I have nothing to talk to you about.
You can try to talk to Gaby. She won't listen to you.
Probably. Well, if it's written, it's easier to listen. If it's
What?
like,
How does that work, Gaby?
if it's like
How's
talking
that?
at me, I might tune you out by accident.
Yeah, we got we got to
All right.
sign off.
Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and rate and 5-star and thumbs up and share. I said share.
You did, but they can share it again.
Share it
Yeah.
again.
Share
I said it twice in case Gaby didn't hear it.
Share
the
it
first
all the
Oh.
And tell us what your favorite Star Wars movie is.
Gabby
Yes.
won't hear you, but whatever.
share it all the times, guys. Thank you. It's been
It's
different.
been different.
Bye.
Bye.